Morning. Good morning. Oh, not sure about the look today. Is it too dark? You know, I've spent ages trying to get the camera in the right place, and I don't know if it's. Hello, Claire. You alright, love? Hi, Jane. Oh, Claire's come. Claire's gone. Oh, Claire's back again. Hey, is that Una and Sue? Good morning. Good morning. Who else have we got on? Oh yeah, Claire, I saw you've had no sleep. Full moon has affected everyone. Actually, our dog was a little bit, she slept okay, but she was very clingy yesterday. Hi, Susie. Hi, Jane. Hello. Morning, Valerie. It look really dark here, but it's lighter here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh gosh. Stone under my mat. How are you doing today? Hey, Ruth. Hey, Carmen. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna have to click this, go live with somebody at some point, just to see what happens. Just bring them on camera. Hi, Kath. You all right, lovely? Gosh, any ideas when you'd be able to get back to Spain? Been a long old holiday for you, hasn't it? Long old journey. Hey, Fiona. I just realised I got socks on. I'm balanced on a block here on an uneven. I might fall on my bum in a minute. That'd be fun, won't it? So we are on day 42. Flipping 42, and I haven't even done all of lockdown, so I didn't start until I think my first class was the Thursday into that first week of lockdown, so I missed kind of like four days and haven't been doing Saturdays. Morning, Jan. Hi, Judith. So yeah, so gosh, it's been a long old time, hasn't it? Bet you. So, and I know a lot of people going back to work next week. I might start doing some massages next week here, but don't know when we can get together for a group class yet. I think when people are allowed to go to other people's homes. And obviously the hotel up the road is going to be open, which is where I normally teach some of my classes, so hopefully I'll be able to see some of you actually in person soon. That would be great. So what we're going to do today, ground, centering and focus. Hey, Natalie. Hi, Frida. So some postures to just help us recenter, connect with ourselves. So we've got some balances in there, and I know some people are like, how on earth can that help me relax and be calm? Because balances, you need to focus. Good morning, Una, thanks for joining in. Balances, you need to focus, right? And you need to get away from the frustration when you can't balance, which I know is easier said than done, because balancing is one of the hardest things to do. It's one of the things that gets us most frustrated and annoyed with ourselves. So don't get too caught up in what you can and can't do. But what you have to do is like really focus and be centered. So you have to keep breathing. You can't balance. If you hold tension in your breath, you hold tension in your body. So you have to keep the breath smooth. You have to find your focus point, your drishti. And you have to be locked internally to what you're doing, how you're feeling, what you're focused on. If your mind is all over the place, you're thinking about something else, or you're looking around at other things, there is no way you're going to be able to balance. So this is why balancing is one of those internal things. We haven't got a lot of balances. We've got two. We've got a tree pose, which we're all familiar with, and we've got our Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon pose, which is funny because we've got full moon out at the moment. So we've got half moon pose, which is kind of our triangle going into our one leg balance. And we've got quite a lot of forward folds. The next forward folds bring us quite internal, soothing and calming. So this is what we're going to do. So no sun cells today. We're going to start off with flow, which is one of the flows I really love to do, because it really does help you connect with your breath, connect with your body. Just let your body open up in its own time. It's like a moving meditation. When you get that breath and movement connection, it's moving meditation. So we are going to start. Sorry, I was a little bit later than usual coming on. Pressed the wrong button. Was all set up, pressed the wrong button, threw it off. There you go. That's life. Let's come up onto the feet. So we're going to start on our feet. Oh, here's the day. Here it is. I think I've got another stone. Excuse me. If you're practicing outside, just make sure you've got no stones under the mat. No stone. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Hands together. Feet, hip distance. When I say hips, narrow hips, not the wider hips. Thumbs to the breastbone, to the heart center. Elbows are up, shoulders are down. Just feel that connection. Couple of deep breaths in and out right here. I'm going to turn side on. Okay, exhale completely. Inhaling, down, out and up. Exhaling, soft knees, push the bum away, float down to the floor. Inhaling, halfway up, nice flat back, so shoulders back towards the hips, hands can be on the shins. Exhaling all the way over, nose to toes. Inhale all the way up, push into those feet, pull in your belly, reach for the sky, hands together. Exhale, back to the heart. Inhaling, down, out and up. Exhaling to the floor, soft knees. Halfway up, shoulders back, spine is long. All the way over, nose to toes. And all the way up, belly is in, palms to the top. Exhaling back to the heart. Inhaling, down, out and up. Exhaling to the floor. Halfway up, shoulders back. From nose to toes. And all the way up, palms to the top. Exhaling back to the heart. Inhaling, down, out and up. Exhale to the floor. Halfway up, all the way over, and all the way up. Big circle with the arms, touch at the top. Exhale back to the heart. A few more, just like this. Think about your breath. Inhale, breath lifts you. Exhale, the breath allows you to soften. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale all the way up. Exhale back to the heart. Two more, just like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhaling. Halfway up. To the heart. So nice. You know, I think every morning when we get out of bed, we should do at least 6 rounds of that, maybe 12, just to let the back open, the hamstrings, to get connection with the breath and the body. Okay, taking the feet slightly wider, so outside of the feet, level with the outside of the hips. Bend those knees, push the bum away, fall forward halfway, nice flat back. So already you might be feeling a little stretch top of the hamstrings. If you can't, try and lift your bum a little bit higher, extend your spine longer, and straighten your legs a little bit more. So my knees are quite bent, look at this. But I'm really feeling it here, my hamstrings. Next exhale, I'm going to bring belly, rib cage, chest down onto those thighs. Take hold of the ankles, fingers behind, thumbs in front. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold deep. So your elbows tuck to the outside of your knees. Every exhale, bend your elbows a little bit deeper. It's going to bring your chest closer to the thighs. Every inhale, seeing if we can lengthen a little bit more in the legs and the back. 5. Inhale, nice and deep. 4. Use your breath. 3. 2. And 1. Next inhale, bring the hands to the hips. Exhale here. Inhale, halfway up. Pull in your belly. Exhale, push through those legs. Belly is strong all the way up to standing. So what a nice calm practice today. So I'm going to try and be calm myself, no excitement. So Tadasana pose, your mountain pose. I've never been so aware of this floor tilting backwards. I'm on a downward slope here, so this is going to be fun for balance. So your mountain pose, your feet slightly apart. So your hip bones, thigh bones, shins, nice one long line. Close your eyes for a moment. Okay, as long as you don't feel like you're going to fall over. If you feel really unsteady with the eyes closed, then please do keep them open. There's lots of bands on the road today. Keep them open and find your drishti, your focal point. Right, but otherwise, try and close your eyes. And just notice where you feel the weight in your feet. Okay, it might be more into the heel. You might feel more weight into the front of the foot, into the toes. And then adjust your weight either backwards or forward so you feel the weight is distributed evenly between the front and the back of the feet. And then notice if your weight is more on the inside edge or the outside edge of the foot. So running down the big toe to the heel or the little toe to the heel. And then adjust slightly so you feel that the weight is even. So you want weight even on the front and back and sides of the feet. Okay, this is really important for our posture and our grounding, the stability, to feel that connection to the floor. When you feel that weight is even around the whole of the sole of the foot, just check to see if your weight is even in your right side and your left side. So I know that my weight is always heavier down in my right side. I feel like I'm dragging down in my right side. So I need to shift to my left a little bit. So feel weight even in both feet. And when you feel that weight nice and even, you can take a few blinks and open the eyes. And then start to feel like you're drawing your energy up from the floor, up into the legs. And feel as you draw that energy up, your kneecaps lift, your thighs engage. So legs are strong. Switch on the stabilizers in the bum muscles. Pelvic floor lifts up. So you're drawing that energy all the way up. Pelvic floor, lower belly, all sucking in. Lengthen through the space becoming between each vertebra of the spine. You lengthen, crown of the head. As you lift and lengthen, your chest might lift and you might create this little arch in the back. So you're going to use your upper abdominal muscles to suck down and in. I've got my arm up here just so that you can see the shape of the spine. So suck down and in. So that lower rib cage is pulling in. And now everything below the diaphragm is strong. Yeah? So your breath is going to feel quite restricted. You're used to breathing through the belly, the rib cage, so your breath is going to be more into the top of the body, upper rib cage, chest, clavicular breathing, collar up in the shoulder blades, in the collarbones, shoulder blades, collarbones. Everything active, feet, legs, pelvic floor, belly, upper abdominal muscles. Tadasana, feel the energy down the hands, so your fingertips, remember we're doing yoga, so the whole of the body is included in the posture. Fingertips reaching down towards the floor, your fingers are active. Few breaths. Now you're going to take your weight into your left foot. Okay, this is going to be fun for balancing on this uneven ground. So your weight is in your left leg, come up on those right tippy toes. Nothing else has changed here. Pelvic floor still lifting, we're still zipping up through the front of the body. Thighs active, bum, belly. Turn that right knee out to the side and the sole of the foot anywhere to the inside of that left leg. So it may be by the ankle, it may be under the knee. Please don't press on the inside of the kneecap. Maybe the top of the thigh. Right knee is open, bum on, belly on, lift and lengthen. You don't want this right hip to be higher than your left, so you're going to drop down. Hands together and tree pose. Find your drishti point, your focal point, so please don't look down at the floor. If you look down at the floor, that's where you're going to end up. Inhale, lift those arms up over the head. Shoulder blades down away from the ears, so we don't want the shoulders up here. We want to see lines in your shoulders. We don't want the chest lifting, we don't want the rib cage to pop out, so suck it down and in. Breathing, feel that breath. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, please use it. It's that breath where you feel like you're sucking the breath in through a straw in the throat and you're blowing the breath out through the same way. It sounds like a soft snore. Ujjayi breath really helps to focus your attention on your breath awareness. Ujjayi means to conquer or to acquire by conquest. So you're conquering your mind to be present by focusing on your breath. That's the way I like to think of this. Bring those hands back down to the heart. Release the hands, release the leg. Bring your weight into your right leg. So a little adjustment. Again, feel the ground in the foot. Feel the energy up the leg, bum on, belly on. Left knee out to the side. Little softness in the knee. You don't want to lock your kneecap, your knee joint. Bring the left foot anywhere below or above the knee. Hips are level. Hands together. Deep breath in. Smooth breath out. Inhaling, lifting. So when we come up into these arms, you don't want to interlock the fingers, you don't want to cross the thumbs. If your thumbs are crossed, uncross them. We're trying to squeeze the inner arms towards the ears. Heels of the hands together, fingertips together. Pelvic floor lifting. It's going to help you balance. It's going to keep that energy inside. Feel your breath. And bring those hands back to the heart. Release the hands. Release the leg. Well done, well done. Okay, if you wobbled and moved, doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Okay, take a wide leg step. If you felt lots of trembling and movement in your tree pose, just all those little muscles are just working harder to help balance you, so they're getting more of a weight. Okay, turn foot out, short edge of your mat, turning the left foot in. We're into a triangle pose. Your hips have moved. From your waist up, we're going to move ribs, chest and shoulders back to the front. So you've got a little twist through the midsection of the body. Arms out. Start to slide this left hip out to the left. You don't want to push your bum away. Remember, you don't want to bring the chest forward. So shoulders and hips are staying on the same plane. Imagine if you're sliding along a wall. And then we're going to start to reach the right. Reach, 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 reach to the right. Little triangle here. We're going to come into our Ardha Chandrasana, which is our half moon pose. So from here, we're going to bend that right knee and we're going to take this right hand down onto the floor. So let's take this left hand on the hip for now. Right hand is going to come down onto the floor. Oh, I can't reach. It's where you might need a block or some books. I forgot to say that. Doesn't matter. We bend that knee deeper. This hand comes not directly in front of the foot. It comes behind the little toe side of the foot and a few inches in front. So at the moment I've got my hand cupped like a little spider. You're going to start to hop that back leg in. That left leg is going to hop in. So you can take weight onto your hand. Remember, if you've got a block, you can use the block. Chest is forward. Try not to look at the floor. Start to press into your right leg. Lift that left leg. And if you can, lift that left arm. I don't even know if I'm still on camera. So your gaze is forward. Don't look at the floor, otherwise that's where you'll end up. Right leg is active and strong. Ground. Press the foot down into the floor. Engage through the belly, through the core. Few breaths. And bend that right knee. Gently place the left foot back on the floor. Come back. Straighten the leg. Hands down. If you've all run off now to grab a block or a few books or something to pile up, or even a chair, if you've got a chair close by, you can press your hand into a chair. Okay, I'm going to come the other side. So left toes turning out towards the short edge of your mat, right toes turning in, waist, ribs, chest facing the long edge of the mat, arms out, shoulder height, few breaths. Right hip is going to start to slide out to the side. Remember, don't push your bum out. No one wants to see that. Everything stays in. Reach. Right hand can come on the hip. Start to bend that left knee. Bend, 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 bend. Till we can reach a chair or a book or a block down onto the floor. I'm going to grab my blocks. This floor is so uneven. So your hand, again, a couple of inches in front of the foot, slightly to the left. In. Focus, find your drishti. Don't look at your hand, don't look at your foot. You're looking straight ahead. Start to press into that left leg. Press, 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 press. Right leg lifts up. Lift up that right arm if you can. Few breaths here. Pelvic floor active. Might be some little trembles going on in that supporting leg. Oh. Are you back on? I lost you. I lost you. Hopefully you're back on. So sorry, you're back on. Are you all still hanging out there in your half moon pose? Your Ardha Chandrasana? Are you still here? Bend that left knee if you're there. Bring that right foot back down to the floor and straighten the leg. Hands down, feet together. Okay, any bad signal today? Sarah Louise, okay. Hopefully if you've lost me, you're coming back on. Okay, feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Stand and face in the short edge of your mat. Lift those arms up, take hold of the elbows. Pelvic floor up, bend those knees, push the bum away. And we're going to drop belly, ribs, chest over those thighs. And we're going to hang here. So we've got hold of the elbows. We're just going to hang here and let gravity do the work. Few breaths. Relax the neck. No need to look at the camera right now. Just relax your neck. Your gaze is down towards your feet or towards the back of your mat. Just let gravity happen. Let the body be heavy. Let the arms be heavy. Then take the hands down to the floor. Step the feet back so you can come down onto the knees. And bring the bum to the heels. Really hands away in front of you. So really stretch those arms out. Let belly and ribs rest on the thighs. Let the head come down towards the floor. So feel it, really be aware here of your breath. You should be able to hear your breath. You should be able to feel your belly and rib cage against your thighs, expanding on the inhale, softening on the exhale. Feel the back of the rib cage open. And really bring internal awareness today. And walk those hands back towards the knees, push into the floor, lift the head, lift the chest, and we're going to sit back on the heels. So the knees are together, thighs together, big toes together, heels together, sit here. Now those of you whose knees don't like this position, there's a few options. You can have a towel or a blanket or a cushion. You can place that behind the knee crease, behind the knee joint, and sit back on there. A little bit more comfortable on the knees. But if your knees really cannot be in this position, please come down onto your bum and take Dandasana, staff pose, where the legs are just straight out in front and you're sat nice and tall. So as we're here, if you're feeling it on the top of your foot, some people feel like their skin is going to rip on the top of it. That's quite normal. I've had that. I had that for many years. That's okay. Right, you can just put a little soft towel underneath there or a little blanket. We're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. Let the eyes close. Spine. If your legs are out in front of you and that feels too strenuous, please take any easy seated position. Spine long, eyes closed. Just take those breaths. This posture is probably the only posture it is the only posture we should do after we've eaten. It's really good for the digestive system. So if you have a heavy meal and you feel that bloated sensation, if this is a comfortable position for you, take this for a few minutes. Just let everything digest. Okay, we're going to bring the legs out in front. So everybody now coming down onto the bum. Legs out onto the front of the sit bone, so always take a minute to adjust. So I like a little wiggle, fleshy part of the bum moving out of the way. Remember, if you're tight hamstrings, lower back, sit on a cushion or a block or a towel. Zip up, belly in, arms reach to the sky, lift up through those little fingers, fold from your hip crease. So your belly button, fold from your hip crease, your spine pressing towards your sternum. When you can't fold any further, when the legs say, oh, and this starts to happen, bring this. Okay. Gazes towards the toes. So every posture has a drishti, focal point. This posture is your toes. Gazes are often the parts of the body, so it might be the tip of your nose, your toes, your fingertips. If you can, maybe that exhale will let you come a little bit further. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe a little bit. Sorry, I lost you again then. Stay with us, it will reconnect. It will reconnect. It seems connection is bad today. I hope you don't lose it again this week. This is a nice calming practice today, but it's not so calming when the connection keeps going, is it? Okay, forward, forward. And on your next inhale, lift up through the pelvic floor, lift the head, lift the chest, reach up to the sky. And hands come down. Take the hands just behind the hips. Bend those knees, feet onto the floor. Press into the feet, press into the hands, lift the bum, lift the thighs. This is your... Open up the front of the body, legs are strong, shoulders are back. You're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades. Open up through the chest. And then bring the bum back down. And we're going to come all the way down to the floor. We're going to do some Setu Bandhasana breathing, so it's breathing bridge pose. Okay, so knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, hands are down by the hips, little space between the feet, hip distance together. And on the inhale, as we press into the feet and into the shoulders, we're going to lift the bum and the arms come up overhead behind. So as the back of your hands touch the floor, you're at the highest height with your hips. Your exhale, you bring the hips down, you bring the hands down. Inhaling, lifting up and over. Exhaling, bringing it back down to the floor. Inhaling. So again, connect with the breath, but don't just use momentum to lift you up, okay? Activate the legs, push the feet into the floor. Don't let the knees splay open. You want to keep the thighs parallel. Legs are strong. Don't let all this work go into your back. Two more here. Connect with the breath, the inhale, up and over. Last one, this is. Exhale all the way down. Okay, and the knees are going to stay bent. Jan, this is for you if you're still on, if I haven't lost you. Tranquility pose. So I haven't taught shoulder stand in these classes because shoulder stand can cause a lot of pressure on the neck, and because I can't see you, I can't see the position you're in, and I don't want you looking around, so I'm quite aware of not encouraging you to do that. But tranquility pose, we're going to keep the shoulder blades on the floor, so it's an inversion with less strain, but it's still a great back stretch and all the benefits of an inversion, and it's nice and calming. So we bring the knees in and we have a little roll to bring the bum off the floor, take hips, now and shoulders. And what I'm going to do is going to extend those legs back over the head. So you don't want the feet to come to the floor. That is not the posture we want. We're doing blades and the whole of the upper back from the bottom part of your shoulder blades, and the legs are over the face, so he's supporting in the hips. Now if you can always take a block or a cushion or a blanket underneath the hips. I've actually got this a bit high because it's not quite. And we're back. First time this has happened, isn't it? 3 times I've lost you through this class. So if you're still with me, thank you for persevering. Maybe you didn't even notice because we're just relaxed here in our tranquility pose. This is great as well. If you do this on the floor in front of a sofa or a bed, you can rest your feet on the sofa or bed, so they're not just hovering there a bit higher. It's a great stretch in the back. So we're nearly done. We've just got one more pose to do. See if we can get this done before 10. Okay, and to come out, this is a really nice stretch. If you're feeling this in the back muscles, so it's not as intense as a shoulder stretch or a plow pose. They're really intense in the back, but this one's still getting a nice stretch, particularly in the lower back, because just the weight of the legs, your legs are relaxers, gravity doing the work, the weight of the legs are just helping this lower back stretch and open. The bend in your knees, support your hips as you come down to the floor, all the way, and straighten those legs in front. Going to do the counter pose to that, which is our Matsi Asana or fish pose. So your arms are going to be tucked in under your body, palms down on the floor, so shoulder blades are squeezing together, thumbs are touching, palms are on the floor, we're sat on the back of the wrists, legs are straight out. I'm going to press into the elbows, and as we press into the elbows, the chest lifts off the floor. And as we keep pressing, we roll from the back of the head to the top of your head. Now don't let your head come off the floor. You don't want to be letting your neck take the weight of your head. Your head is supported by the floor. If you feel any nasty sensation happening in the neck, please do come down from this pose. Please don't hold it. Nipples to sky, press into the elbows. And gently lowering the shoulder blades back down to the floor, moving from the top of your head back to the back of your head, releasing those hands out either side. Hug the knees in and take a little rock side to side just to release anything in the back. And then let those legs come out. Down to the floor, backs of the hands onto the floor. Take a few moments for your Shavasana. If you're going to finish with me right now, bending your knees, rolling onto your side. And gently bringing yourself up to seated. So I would have liked done exactly 30-minute practice, but I did lose you a couple of times. Una says, is there any way to fast forward to where we were? Oh no. Yeah, so before I lose you again, I think we'll finish there. We have done 30-minute class. So if you want to watch this replay and you know what we're doing, at the moments when it pauses, particularly in tranquility pose, just stay there on that half move, that balance pose. Just see how long you can stay there for. So thank you all for those of you that stayed with me through the poor connection today. I don't really know what's going on because it's a lovely day. It's one of those things. Our connection in the valley is really pants actually. But that's life, isn't it? Don't forget your gratitudes. First and foremost to yourself, to your practice, to someone or something in your life that you feel grateful for today. Bring the hands in front, palms together, and let's remind ourselves, thumbs to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts, to the heart to remind us to have clear and loving intention, and to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communication. Thank you so much. I shall see you tomorrow for Friday Flow. So a little bit more energy in our practice tomorrow, but I hope you enjoyed the tranquility of today. Yeah, Claire, that's great. Kept calm and carried on. This is it. This is what I wanted from this practice today. It was a nice, calm and internal practice. So stay happy, stay healthy, have a marvellous day. See you tomorrow. Namaste.